Okay, today we're going to talk about how to change an equation from standard form into slope-intercept form. There's really only two steps to do this. The first step is going to be to move the term containing x to the right side of the equation by adding or subtracting. We'll add if it's a negative term, and we'll subtract if it's a positive term. Step 2 is going to be to isolate y by dividing by its coefficient, and we'll only do this if necessary. Sometimes it won't be necessary. So let's just take a look at a few examples. Our first example is just simply x plus y is equal to -2. In this case, here's our term containing x, and it's a positive x. So what we need to do is subtract x from both sides. When we do this, these x's cancel out, and the result is y is equal to -x minus 2. So when we look at this, now it's in slope-intercept form. We have a slope of -1, and we have a y-intercept of -2. Let's look at another example. Here we have -4x plus y is equal to 5. Now on this one, here's our term containing x, and it's negative. So what we need to do to move it to the other side, since it's negative, is to add 4x to both sides. Again, this side will cancel out, leaves us with just y, which is what we want. And over here, these are not like terms, so we can't add them, so we just have to write it as an expression. So we're going to say y is equal to 4x plus 5. So when I look at this, now it's in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Our slope is 4, and our y-intercept is positive 5. Got two more examples I want to go over with you, so let's take a look at this one. Here we have 5x plus 6y is equal to 12. Well, here's our variable term containing x, and it's over here with y. We don't want it. We're trying to isolate y. It's a positive 5x, so we know we need to subtract 5x from both sides. When we do, this cancels out. Over on this side, 12 and 5x are not like terms, so we can't subtract it, so we just have to write an expression, and that expression will leave us with 6y is equal to -5x plus 12. This is a plus 12 because this was a positive 12 up here. If we look over here, y is still not isolated, so we need to isolate it. They're multiplying by 6, so we need to divide by 6. If we divide this by 6, we have to divide everything by 6. What happens here is these cancel out, so we have just y. Then we have -5x divided by 6 would be -5/6x, and then 12 divided by 6 is 2. So now we have an equation that has a slope of -5/6 and a y-intercept of positive 2. One more example, and then I'll let you get started on your work for today. On this one, we just have x minus y is equal to 5. Again, our variable term containing x is positive, so we know we need to subtract. So we're going to subtract x from both sides. When we do that, take a look at what happens. Since this was a minus y, it comes down as a negative y. So now we have -y is equal to -x plus 5. We don't want a negative y. We want a positive y. And like we've talked before, that there's the ghost of 1 standing here, because we can multiply anything by 1 and not change its value. So what they're really doing is multiplying y by a -1. So to undo that, we need to divide by a -1. So we're going to divide every term in here by a -1. When we do, basically what happens is it just changes the sign on each one of the terms. So now we have y is equal to x minus 5. So that leaves us with a slope of 1 and a y-intercept of 5. So I hope this helps. If you have any troubles, be sure to reach out to me.